Today we are talking about 4 mistakes that you could be making when starting keto.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pop Keto, where we aim to help you live a sustainable keto and low carb lifestyle.
Today we will be discussing some of the mistakes that you could be making as you start out your keto journey, and today we are going to be talking about 4 possible mistakes.
Big welcome if you are new to the channel. We hope you enjoy it. Have a look around, make yourself feel at home. We've got heaps of videos in the Pop Keto library. We've got recipes, we've got lots of sort of tricks and tips to help you on your keto journey. And if you're already a subscriber, as always, we want to say a big thank you to you guys. We really appreciate you. But with that out of the way, let's get into today's video.
First of all, just want to say that there are many versions of keto out there. And we've talked about this in other videos as well. You've got your clean, your dirty, your lazy. So this video, we are coming from a predominantly clean keto standpoint. So the first mistake that you could be making when starting keto is missing the hidden carbs. Now, you may already know from doing prior research before starting keto, you will know that keto is all about having higher fats, low carbs, and moderate protein. So as part of a keto eating lifestyle, you need to make sure that you are consuming foods that are low in carbs.
Now, this particular mistake is one that we made early on as well, and eating food only later to realize how carb laden these foods were. And part of how we found that out was that after we'd eaten it, we'd put it in our tracking app, whether it's MyFitnessPal or Carb Manager, whichever one you're using. You put it in and then the blood just drains from your face because you realize you've just had half your day's carb allowance in that one item. So it's important to read your food labels, and if you can, put the food into your tracking apps before you eat it.
Some of the things that can catch you out are vegetables and fruits. Your root vegetables, so your potato, your sweet potato, carrots, parsnips.
Most things that grow underground.
Yeah. So most of those will actually be quite high in carbs and would kick you out of ketosis. Another one, and this one is quite surprising if you're new to keto, is fruit. Things like your bananas, apples, obviously they're high in fructose and they do have all the nutrients, but the fact that they are much higher carb and much higher sugar content doesn't really work with a keto lifestyle.
I guess following on from that, on things that you might think are healthy and are in the right proportion, nuts. Some nuts are great for you. Some nuts are higher carb than others, like pistachios. I love pistachios, just a little bit of salted pistachio, yum. But per 100 grams, they are 15 grams of carbs. Another one that I love, unfortunately, cashews. I love cashews. 100 grams of cashews, 22 grams of carbs. So you're quickly going to burn through your daily allowance of carbs.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you are doing 20 grams or less, that would just blow that. And just a couple of other examples of things to look out for. First of all, low fat foods. Again, we've always been taught that low fat is really good for us. In fact, low fat is not that great at all. All the flavor is in the fat, so they have to put all the extra additives and sugars in. So that really does bump up the carbs.
We're on keto. We want high fat. We want all the fats.
Exactly.
So just avoid low fat food.
Yes. The other thing to look out for also is things like milk, because of the lactose, which is the sugar. So that is still quite high carb as well.
All right, so that was number 1. It was a big one. So we got that out of the way first. Now, number 2 is a mistake you could be making. You could actually be eating too much fat.
Yeah, now fat is good. Now, obviously we want to pick the right fats.
Good fats are good.
Good fats are good. Bad fats, we want to get rid of those, all the vegetable oils and things like that. But if you are consuming too much fat, your body is not going to have a chance to even get to the fat that's stored in your body. So you just need to make sure you're tracking the amount of fat. You want to make sure you're having enough. You don't want to have not enough, because then otherwise you'll start feeling hungry and want to snack, and that is not what you want to be doing.
So this is kind of why it's important at the start, particularly at the start of your keto journey, to know what your macros are, to find some way to calculate what you should be having for macros, and then to be entering them and tracking them in an app. Again, MyFitnessPal or Carb Manager, they're sort of the 2 big ones. Pop your food in there so you know what you're eating. as you go along, you'll actually learn more about your body and what your body does like and doesn't like, and you may not need to track as much, but definitely track up front.
So just quickly, some of the good fats, just so you know what you should be having, things like avocado, fatty fish, which is like your salmon and your tuna, oils such as coconut oil, olive oil, grass-fed butter.
And then there's nuts such as walnuts and Brazil nuts and macadamias, also almonds. Dark chocolate can be good for you if you get the right one. And then there's eggs, and there's also some seeds like hemp seed, sunflower seed, pumpkin seed, that sort of thing.
Chia seeds,
yes.
Yeah. The third mistake that you could be making is not eating enough vegetables.
Now, there seems to be a bit of a perception out there that keto is all about bacon and butter and double cream, and although we do have them in our diet at points, it is not the be all and end all. There are vitamins and minerals that you just don't get from bacon, butter and cream, so you need to have vegetables to get them into you.
And with doing a healthy or clean version of keto, we are all about not just losing weight, but also about getting the right nutrition to make sure that we are living healthy, full lives as well. So some of the veggies that you need to be getting loads and loads of are your leafy greens, but also your cruciferous vegetables. So they are like your broccoli, your cauliflower, your
Brussels
cabbage,
sprouts.
Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale, all of those. And to be honest, it sounds a little bit daunting, especially if veggies are not something that you've eaten a lot of in the past.
I was very wary of kale when we started.
When we did that green smoothie, that was really daunting, but you know, we love it now.
Yeah.
But it's really important, I think, when you educate yourself and understand the importance of vegetables, that you will be open to experimenting with different recipes. And I know we love pretty much all of those veggies. We've got great recipes and meals that we prepare with these. So, and our family and friends also enjoy those sort of dishes as well with the veggies. So they are still a treat, and we know that we're feeding our bodies the good nutrition, that we are getting the vitamins and minerals that we need.
Particularly important from your veggies, you're going to get the minerals potassium and magnesium, which are going to be important in replacing the electrolytes that you're losing when you start keto. The other important thing that you're going to get from veggies is fiber. Now, there are people who start keto and they start on the bacon, butter, cream sort of thing, and they realize a few days in that, shall we say, that things get a little clogged up. So you're going to want to get that fiber into you to keep your gut healthy and happy. All right, so our last one today, and this is actually one that we've sort of changed our thoughts on as we've gone along our keto journey. The fourth mistake that you could be making when you start keto is too many cheat days. Now, when you're starting on the ketogenic diet, you're aiming to get your body to go into ketosis. Now, it can take 5 to 7 days for you to get there. From there, it can actually take up to 7 months for your body to be fat adapted, where it prefers to burn fats rather than the glucose from carbs. So, if you've taken 5 to 7 days to get into ketosis, and then you have a cheat day which knocks you out of ketosis, you're actually undoing all the hard work that you've done to get there.
Yeah, and one thing that I've actually seen a lot of is where people have been doing keto for a few days or even potentially a few weeks, but they have had those cheat days and they start to feel a bit discouraged because they're not actually losing the weight that they expected. What we have found for ourselves is to really draw a line in the sand and say no to any cheat days initially. We got rid of all of the chocolate and all of those sort of...
Cleared out the cupboard.
So that we were just keto only. Our cheat days are more still keto ingredients, aren't they?
Yeah.
On the most part. Whenever we have a cheat day,
It's
it
planned.
is always planned. Never do a cheat day spontaneously.
So we would consider Christmas Day a cheat day, and even then we have sort of changed over the last few years how we're doing it. We're trying to do Christmas as keto as we can, rather than just letting it all hang out. We haven't found that it's actually been worth it for us to do the cheat, so we haven't enjoyed the stuff that we cheated with as much as we thought we would.
The only exception that we made was maybe more on the dessert side.
Yeah.
But even then, coming out of that, we sort of
Back onto
remember, well, yeah, we were straight back onto it, but we also remember how we felt, and we felt sluggish, and our energy just went downhill because of the sugar and carbs that we actually consumed. The other exception for a cheat day is if we're traveling international, if we're visiting another country and we want to experience the food from other countries and other cultures. So we will allow ourselves to come off our keto eating for that period of time. But again, it's always pre-planned, and then we are straight back. We know when we are straight back on our keto eating.
So I guess what we're saying is that if you were just starting keto, probably avoid cheat days. And then when you get further down the track, if you really need to, plan it and have a set time when you're going to get back on your eating plan. Now, a quick note, you are going to make mistakes. We made mistakes when we started keto.
Yes, we did.
You are going to make mistakes. So I would say a couple of things around that.
Keep learning. This could be from the mistakes that you make, but also keep learning, whether it's watching YouTube videos or reading books, understanding how the keto diet works and how you can keep improving.
And the other thing is be kind to yourself. Yes, you will make mistakes. You may eat food that you didn't know was so carb heavy. It's okay, get back on it, you can do it. So we hope that's been helpful, guys. Hey, what mistakes did you make when you started keto? Pop something down in the comments. Encourage somebody else who may be going through the same thing and as they're starting keto. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys. Hit the like button. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.